A lot of black families don't lose wealth because they're lazy or irresponsible with money. They lose it because one person ends up carrying the weight of everyone else. One medical emergency, one job loss, or one unexpected crisis can erase years of progress. And for many families, no one was ever taught how to protect what they worked so hard to build. So even when money finally starts coming in, it doesn't stick around. Today, we're breaking down the real reason so many black families struggle to hold on to wealth across generations, and more importantly, how to break that cycle for good. The first thing we need to understand is that making money and building lasting wealth are two completely different skills. They may sound similar, but they're not the same game. Someone can be incredibly good at earning a high income and still be terrible at keeping it. We see it happen all the time. A man spends 30 years working, paying the bills, raising his children, finally buying a home, earning a pension, and putting away what little he can. Then he passes away. Suddenly, the family is grieving, overwhelmed, and completely unprepared. No one knows where the important documents are. No one knows who inherits what. No one understands the tax consequences. No one knows how to keep the house, manage the property, or continue running the family business. Everything he spent a lifetime building begins to unravel before the funeral flowers have even faded. That doesn't happen because the family didn't care or didn't work hard. It happens because wealth without structure is incredibly fragile. And this is where the conversation becomes even more important. Many of us were taught how to earn a living, but almost nobody taught us how to organize wealth. We were told to work hard, stay out of trouble, buy a house, get a degree, save a little money, maybe even start a business. None of that is bad advice. But very few people ever explained this. If your entire financial plan depends on one paycheck, one home, one person, or one business, you're still financially exposed. Real wealth isn't just about owning assets. It's about building a system that protects those assets. Owning a home isn't enough by itself. Owning a business isn't enough by itself. Even earning a six-figure income isn't enough by itself. If there's no will, no estate plan, no trust where it makes sense, no insurance, no emergency savings, no retirement strategy, no plan for controlling debt, and no effort to prepare the next generation, then what looks like wealth can disappear far faster than most people realize. That's why some families earn well into six figures and still feel like one unexpected setback could bring everything crashing down. They're not living inside a financial system. They're simply experiencing a temporary season of good income. And those are two very different things. Appearances can be just as misleading. A nice car, a beautiful home, designer clothes, perfect family pictures on social media. From the outside, everything looks successful. But behind the scenes, there's no emergency fund, huge monthly payments, no estate plan, no retirement cushion, very few investments outside the family home, no consistent investing habits, and no financial protection if the primary breadwinner becomes disabled or passes away. What gets passed down isn't financial freedom, it's financial obligations. And that's heartbreaking because the next generation believes they're inheriting success when they're really inheriting responsibility for bills, debt, and expensive assets they may not be able to keep. That's why I want this point to be absolutely clear. Just because money reached your family doesn't mean wealth did. Those are two different things. Money is what comes in. Wealth is what stays, grows, and continues, protecting the people you love long after the original earner is gone. And if everything falls apart because of one death, one illness, one lawsuit, one layoff, or one difficult year, then the foundation was never truly stable in the first place. Now, let's talk about how to change that. Because this isn't one of those videos that only explains the problem and leaves you feeling hopeless. There is a way forward. It's not instant. It's not some overnight shortcut. And it's definitely not magic, but it is real. It starts with changing the way you think. Your family doesn't need one hero. Your family needs a system. That may be the most important idea in this entire video. Heroes get exhausted. Heroes get sick. Heroes retire. Heroes make emotional decisions. Heroes eventually pass away. But well-designed systems keep working even when one person can't. So the first step is simple. Stop focusing only on making more money. Start focusing on protecting what you already have. If every extra dollar goes toward looking successful instead of becoming financially secure, you're still vulnerable. Some people don't need a bigger house right now. They need 3 to 6 months of living expenses in an emergency fund. Some people don't need another side hustle. They need adequate life insurance and a legally valid will. Some people don't need to chase riskier investment. They need to eliminate high-interest debt that's draining their income every single month. That may not sound exciting, but that's how wealth is preserved. That's how one difficult month doesn't turn into 5 difficult years. The second step is this. Build your financial foundation on more than one pillar. If nearly all of your family's wealth is tied up in a single home, you're taking a much bigger risk than you may realize. If your entire future depends on one paycheck, you're taking a huge risk. If your family's financial security depends on one person carrying everything, that's just as risky. Lasting wealth is built on multiple pillars, not a single source of stability. That means having cash set aside for emergencies, contributing to retirement accounts, building equity in a home if you own one, investing consistently, developing skills that can generate income, and maybe even owning a business that actually produces reliable profits. Just as important, it means cutting back on liabilities that only look like assets. Wealth becomes much harder to destroy when it's supported by more than one foundation. The third step is getting your financial life organized. I know that doesn't sound exciting, but it's one of the biggest differences between wealth that disappears and wealth that lasts. If something happened to you tomorrow, who would inherit what you've built? Who could legally make decisions if you became seriously ill? Is your home properly protected? Have you updated the beneficiaries on your retirement accounts and insurance policies? Does your family know where your important documents are? If you've accumulated valuable assets, are they structured in the smartest way possible? Those aren't questions reserved for wealthy families. They're questions every responsible adult should be asking. Too many families lose homes, lose financial benefits, spend thousands on legal complications, and create unnecessary conflict simply because no one put a plan in place before life forced the issue. The fourth step is teaching the next generation more than how to spend money. Without realizing it, many families pass down financial stress, silence, and unhealthy money habits. No one explains how credit really works. No one teaches investing. No one breaks down taxes. No one explains ownership. No one shows the difference between a true asset and something that only looks valuable while quietly draining your finances. As a result, many children grow up seeing money through emotion instead of strategy. Money becomes something to fear, something to show off, or something that disappears too quickly to ever plan around. That cycle has to end. A child doesn't have to inherit millions of dollars to inherit financial wisdom. If they understand how money works while they're young, that knowledge alone can change the future of an entire family. Teach them how to save consistently. Teach them what ownership really means. Show them how to read a paycheck and understand where their money goes. Explain how debt can quietly steal future opportunities. Help them understand that financial stability is far more valuable than looking wealthy, because a family that understands money can accomplish far more with modest resources than a family with a large income but no financial knowledge. The fifth step is to stop measuring success by what other people can see. That one is incredibly important. Some of the strongest families financially don't look rich at all. They're not trying to impress anyone. They care about eliminating debt. They care about maintaining healthy financial margins. They prioritize saving consistently, investing for retirement, protecting family property, and making sure the next generation doesn't have to start from scratch. That's what real wealth looks like. It's peace of mind. It's having choices. It's having enough breathing room that one unexpected setback doesn't destroy everything. It's being able to help the people you love without putting your own future at risk. It's building something strong enough to survive life's hardest moments. And when your time eventually comes, it's leaving your family with clarity instead of confusion. That's what wealth really is. Not simply having money, having a system that keeps working long after you're gone.